this team. And Udonis Haslam told me it isn't for everybody, is it?
No, and I think that's a big part of it is that, and I have started to use that in like everyday walk of life because like I'm pretty intense most times. I'm not saying I'm level of heat culture, but like I know I may not be for everybody, and we may not be for everybody. I mean, as a show, I mean like mentality wise, and I love that they own that. Right, there are some players that openly, Jared Dudley, right, longtime NBA player, and he's assistant coach of the Cavs now. He openly says, I couldn't do it. I couldn't get the body fat where I would need to. It's not for me. I actually have more respect for a guy like that understands what it is instead of clowning on it or ripping on the idea of heat culture. No, if you don't think it's for you, you be part of it. And I think like, with everything that happened yesterday with Jimmy Butler and Pat Riley, that is the epitome of heat culture. They're going to be real. They're going to be open. They're going to be honest. They're going to be direct, and they're going to be strategic in that. And I don't think Jimmy's going to run from it. I really don't. I know a lot of people think, this is going to be a big trade demand summer. I don't see that happening.
I don't see it happening either. As a matter of fact, ESPN First Take had the question today, should the Miami Heat move on from Jimmy Butler? I think Jimmy Butler is the definition of heat culture. He embraces heat culture, and I don't see him leaving just because Pat Riley called him out.
No, I think it's, this, but for your audience that may not know all of the details like you and I do, having been around it, I'm not saying that either of us are Heat beat reporters or anything like that, but been around it enough to know.
Right.
This, to me, is not as much about Jimmy Butler and Pat Riley as it is about Pat Riley and LeBron James. Let me explain. When the big three had completed their fourth year, LeBron was entering into free agency. They had lost to the Spurs. Pat Riley has a press conference talking about this as a generational team, the chance to be a generational team.
Yes.
And either you run through the door or you run out the door. And that was a public challenge to LeBron James. And at that point, he ran out the door. He went to Cleveland, 4 straight finals, won a championship, as we all know. And Miami struggled for a little bit. And Riley gets back up to the press conference, weeks, months, whatever it is later. And he's talking about the smiling face with the hidden agenda that LeBron never told him he was leaving or anything like that. And I think in many ways, this is a press conference that resembles that press conference more than anyone in between. So that would have been 2014, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. We're talking about a decade later. That was this week. And I think he knows Jimmy Butler well enough to know, I'm telling you, don't run out the door like James did. You're better than that. He's not a better player. We know that. He's not going to necessarily bring the championships to Miami ×2 that LeBron did. Well, Wade brought him and LeBron was with him. And I think this was the public challenge to prove you're one of us. You're one of us for the long haul. You got to play close to 82 games. Run through the door. Don't run out the door.